Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea for our daily precious metals updates. It is, what is it, Wednesday, December 8th right now. And look at this weather. It's absolutely, we're back into our cool temperatures. I think it says, what, 51 degrees down here? That's like freezing for some Floridians, but it's really refreshing. Nice to have this cool weather, and it's our time of year. I think we're going to see these nice 70-degree days. And look at those little waves, a little swell out there from this cold front. If that was a couple feet higher, it'd be a surfer's dream today. And maybe it will be later. Maybe I'll be out there. Anyways, let's move along here and take a look at what's going on out here. I see that look in so many people's faces nowadays, whether it's whether it has to do with markets or whether it has to do with elections or whether it has to do with politics. That is such. That expression is so widespread across this country right now, probably across this world, and I can't blame anybody. It's hard to get good information on anything, or it's hard to get good information from the media as far as politics. You can't trust them, in my opinion. It's hard to trust your politicians. And politics and economics all goes hand in hand. Obviously, politicians can destroy economies because they just showed us how they could this last year. Anyways, I'm sorry if you feel this way, and I'm here to kind of separate out this confusion only when it comes to gold and silver. That's the one area that I can help you with. And what have we been talking about for a long time? Well, fiat currencies. And I'm going to just kind of quickly go into this because you've heard me say it over and over and over. Fiat currency. The United States dollar is the longest surviving fiat currency in history. We got off the gold standard. Nixon took us off the gold standard officially in 1971. So from 71 and up, basically, we've just been running the fuel tank down to empty. And this is kind of where we're at right now, I think, economically and with our dollar value. Maybe not quite below E yet, but I'd say we're right about here, hitting on that E mark. But again, we haven't emptied the tank yet. Just for you folks that have not taken or had the ability to watch my past shows and where we've talked about fiat currencies and the effect of fiat currencies on gold, silver, and precious metals, and on the economies in general. I'm just going to do a quick little, I did a Wikipedia thing here just to kind of look up the definition. And again, it's great to know this stuff. Fiat money is a currency established as money, often by government regulation, not always by government regulation. Crypto coins are a good example of fiat that is not government regulated, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Is medium exchange established as money, often by government regulation, that does not have intrinsic value. Fiat money does not have use value, inherent utility such as a cow or a bee repellent might have. Again, what we were talking about is tangible. It's not tangible. The US dollar has no tangible value. Neither does cryptos. And has a value only because government maintains its value. Well, again, like at cryptos, it's the same thing. Cryptos require faith. They're not backed by anything, and that's the same thing with the US dollar. It requires faith. A lot of things in life require faith, but as soon as that faith is ruined, or as soon as people have a reason not to trust, that's when things change dramatically. So let's move along here. And only has value because the government maintains its value, or because parties engaging in exchange agree on its value. Again, Bitcoin would be a great example of that. The only reason it has value is because the parties engaging in exchange agree on its value. Fiat money, commodity money. Oh, geez, there's a lot of cool things here. Let me go backwards here because I just flipped out that page. It was introduced as an alternative to commodity money, which is gold, silver, cows, that kind of thing. Anyways, you should really take a look and read this. And there's a couple links in there pretty cool too. This one explains intrinsic value. And where else do we have here? Use value. Some great things here. Again, go to Wikipedia, type in fiat money, and read this article. Click some of the links too. You'll learn a lot, and you'll understand why the government hates competition and why governments create currencies. And it's true. Governments and banks hate competition. This is why cryptocurrencies will not last long, unregulated or taken over by governments. And that's because governments hate competition. and they don't want you to steal because they want to do it. And that's exactly what they do with fiat currencies. They steal from us because the value drops year after year. Again, if you look at yesterday's graph, you'll see that the value of the dollar has just declined. The prices of what we pay for things haven't increased much. It's just the value of the dollar is declined. The dollar, everyone says, is the strongest currency in the world. Well, that's probably true. But in essence, it's really the last glue or the last horse to the glue factory, more or less, if you're familiar with that term. That's the only reason we're winning right now, because we are the last horse to the glue factory. Getting to the glue factory last, is that winning? I guess. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, let's move along here and let's see what's happened here. US dollar index, there's the one-day chart. And what I've been saying for the last several months, I've noticed a direct correlation with the US dollar and gold prices, almost to the tick. When we've seen this, when you see the up prices like this, gold usually backs off a little bit, but more on the macro scale, not on this little micro scale of one day. But if you look this morning, dollar is down again. And let's take a look at the all chart here. And this explains a lot here. Look, the US dollar kind of dips here. And I bet you if we go back and we take a look, there was a little bit of weakness in metals right here probably. And this is where we had, well, actually, hold on, I'm sorry, this is the decade chart, 90, 2000. This is every 5 years. But look at this overall trend, downward overall. Let's take a look at the, and that's your buying power, just going downward. Let's take a look at the 6-month chart. And this is what I was looking for a little bit earlier. June 20. Take a look at this. This is where gold really started to leap up dramatically right here. And the prices did very well up until October. We had a lot of gold strength right here in this area. And then it's kind of been sideways. But take a look at this dollar right here, the dollar value, just continuing to decline. And again, that's the result of fiat money. It has no value. They can just keep printing it over and over. The thing with when we were on the gold standard is that they couldn't print more dollars because it had to be backed by gold. And if you only had $20 worth of gold to back a $20 bill, for example, you couldn't make more gold, or you couldn't make more currency unless you had more gold to add to it. So there's a lot to be said about a gold-backed currency, and you're seeing the dangers of fiat money. And we're going to see it even worse as time goes by. That's my opinion. Cryptocurrencies, you know, again, I've been saying I think it's the new way of doing business in the future. I don't see anything wrong with it, but it is a fiat currency. No matter how you slice it or dice it, it's not backed by anything. And the one thing I do know, besides government hating competitions, banks hate competition. You want proof of that? Let's take a look at this little article I saw earlier. G7 finance ministers strongly support regulation of cryptocurrencies. Well, geez, haven't I been talking about this since Thanksgiving? Take a look at my Thanksgiving special about cryptos versus gold, and you'll see that this is exactly what I talked about. And you're going to see more and more of this. With Bitcoin trading at fresh all-times high, if just shy of 20,000 for the time being, it was only a matter of time before the established renewed calls for regulation of cryptos started. And more or less, it changed when the G7 finance ministers, now these are people that really run the world. They're not presidents, kings, or queens. The real people that run the world are the bankers. They make the rules, or they tell the politicians how to make the rules. And they are not going to tolerate cryptos. They are going to regulate it and adopt it. Regulate it and or adopt it. And that's what I've been saying for a long time. Don't be under any illusion that they're not. And again, don't fret. Fiat's just a currency. It's just a way to exchange. It will be the future. It's going to be a way to exchange money with other people. It'll be like the dollar, except in the digital zeros and ones, more or less. And but they are going to regulate it, and they are probably going to make it illegal at some point. There's a strong support across the G7 on the need to regulate digital currencies. The Treasury Department said. This is the U.S. Treasury Department on a statement on Monday. Reuters adds that finance ministers all over the world, they're going to highly regulate it or make it illegal. It's already illegal in China. Let's see, I didn't look at this, but this is right from the horse's mouth, U.S. Department of Treasury. And they talk about wanting to regulate cryptos. So there you go, folks. There's the regulation of the cryptos, and there is the end of the crypto market pretty much once they get involved with it. They will ruin it. They always do. Well, hey, listen, there's one thing they're not going to ruin, at least the way they're ruining the dollar. That's good for us gold and silver peeps. We are in, despite it doesn't seem like it the last few months where it's kind of been sideways in markets, gold and silver is in a bull market. Bull markets don't always necessarily go straight up. There's not a 45-degree line that just goes up and up and up until it crashes or until it goes down again. Bull markets can be a long, protracted 15-degree line, a 20-degree line, a 30-degree line, some little spikes in between. But we've been in a bull market in gold and silver and precious metals, I think, since let's say 2017 or so, 2016. I've got to look at the chart. But it doesn't look like the bull markets that you're familiar with. When people think bull markets, again, they think of this line that just goes straight up. But we are definitely in a gold and silver bull market. That's why I keep telling you, when you see these prices kind of go sideways, when you see them go down, buy the dips. You will not go wrong buying the dips. You will not go wrong by hanging on to your gold. Whatever you do, do not sell. We are not in the bubble territory of the gold and silver market. And when we are, I will let you know. And at that point, we may have you sell part of your position, not all of it. I want to maintain something in case it keeps going. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Anyways, you'd be a fool to sell your gold and silver anytime soon. Especially in these markets when we are in a good gold and silver bull market. Anyways, that's it. I got to stop saying anyways. I say it too much. So, sorry about that. Let's just take a look at what prices did today, kind of what I expected yesterday. I'm going to refresh this page here. And down a little bit, a couple bucks, but still up from yesterday. The range on the world spot price 1860 to 1875. I think when I did my report yesterday it was around 1863, 1865. And silver kind of making its gains back up to that $25 mark again. But silver is going to be all over the place. Let's take a look at platinum too. Platinum up a little bit. Can't say it's following gold because it looked like it decoupled from gold. But I tell you what, platinum's cheap. I still think it's cheap at this $1,000 level. I think it's been cheap for a long time. I just don't know when it's going to take off. Probably the same time gold and silver does as well. But it did seem to decouple from the price of gold last week, which was unusual, or for the last couple weeks. That's really about it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, with the best deals in South Florida as far as bullion goes. If you live in my area, I'm sorry, we don't do any shipping. We don't do any online business. We only do face-to-face brick-and-mortar business. So if you live outside my area, give me a call. Maybe I can recommend you someone local, because I always recommend buy local, don't buy online, keep the money local. And a lot of times you find a good local dealer, he's going to be as cheap as anyone online. They don't have the expenses the online guys have. Plus, like I said, keep it local, even if it's $1 or $2 more. Keep that money local. They hire local. And again, I'm big on buying from local businesses. I've even stopped buying from Amazon mostly, and I look for local businesses, even if I got to pay a little bit more, because I know how important it is to our communities. Anyways, there I goes with my anyways. This is Brian Kuzmar. Call us anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 a.m., 4 p.m., Mondays through Fridays. Happy to give you spot prices. And again, my real goal is to educate you. The more I educate you, the less you have to come and ask me questions. And it makes you a smarter buyer and seller. And if it makes you a smarter buyer seller, and I help educate you and help teach you more to make you more money, or help you save your money or keep your money, that looks good on me, and you're going to send me people, and you're going to give me referrals. And quite frankly, my whole business is built on referrals, and I've done quite a good job so far. So I hope I can continue to do this, and I hope that all of you can keep bringing me customers. And I can help keep making you money and help you preserve your money. Well, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit my like button on my videos, or that little bell, so you can subscribe if you haven't already. And I appreciate you watching. If anything happens today that's important, I'll do another update during the day. If not, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching again, and have yourself a great day. Talk to you soon.